Welcome back to What Arty Noobs. This is the Hummel, the Tier 6 German SPG. This one's located on the northeast corner of Live Oaks, and it's under the command of talon1958. And this is the first replay he sent in for this week's contest with Angelina 75. As you can see, it's got the 15cm howitzer, which is the same as on the Griller. Short range, but faster fire rate, and also it's got a better trajectory. Game on. Well, the Hummel was developed mainly from the Panzer IV, the Panzer IV, with Panzer III running gear in it, so it actually has bits of both. It's actually a very good Arty. In fact, the Germans used it for counter-battery work whenever it was in the war. Their Vespers and their Grillers would actually be used for attacking the Soviet troops, whilst the Hummels would be tasked with actually taking out the enemy Arty the moment they located where they were. And of course there was a lot of enemy Arty, because the Russians really did believe in using artillery in large amounts. And oh, now that's interesting. We just saw a tree go over, and that's normally indication there's an enemy tank just behind it. So he fires another one in for good measure. Now, one of the good things about actually having the stock gun is you get more ammunition to play with. You get 27 rounds to play with instead of the, I believe it's 18 rounds that you get if you actually have the standard or top gun. Okay, 555C seen at the back. It's good, rounds out, but unfortunately he's dived into cover before the round arrived, but it actually hit the house anyway. Okay, another enemy tank seen on the outskirts of the town is an Su-85. Now, although he's not likely to get spotted by that guy at the moment, he's decided to actually move a bit closer to the railway station, so he's got a bit of cover to work behind, and you can see the Griller is doing the same. We're now having a look in the general area where that Su-85 was seen. Hasn't been spotted by our guys yet. I can hear things being destroyed, and there's the M4A1 on the enemy team. Now, sitting behind that house is not going to work out so well for him, except of course that round was a little short. Now, the standard reload for this Arty with the stock gun is 25.37 seconds, and Talon's got something like 20 seconds, I think, or even less than 20 seconds. We'll check that out momentarily. 20.5. Direct hit on the KV-222. That was a nice shot, it tracked him. It's still there, but unfortunately we lost our heavy tank number 6, and he was taken out by the Su-85, who's on this corner here. Unfortunately, we're not loaded, so we can't get a shot at him at the moment. The arc is fairly narrow. It's only 15 degrees either side of the centre line, 30 degrees in total. And seeing as the enemy has almost got complete control of the town, there's only a Chi-Nu left in it. Talon's decided he needs to relocate. Tactically, it's the smart move, because now that they've killed the Chi-Nu, they're headed towards the railway station. And that means our Guerrilla's going to have to leave as well. The best thing to do is actually go down the railway line and start shooting from back here. We've got enough tanks to spot for us, so just around about here will be fine. Just into the dip. Yeah, that's good enough, so long as we've got the enemy within range. Because unfortunately, the stock gun doesn't have a great range, but it does have a great trajectory. As you can see here, he's shooting over the lake, rounds out. Oh, that was a direct hit. The Achilles took that one. Took a direct hit, and there's the target we really need to kill. That's the Su-85I. Now that's a premium Soviet tank. It's a conversion of a Stug. The Soviets did capture tanks from the Germans, and they did use them. He's moving a little further down the railway line to get closer to the ones down the south, as well as to the ones attacking the cap area. That should do. good. He's decided to stop here and fire one. Now, aiming for a P43 Biz with a 90mm gun. Oh! Well, he looked as if he was going to back up, so I can't fault that shot. But sadly, that's another one that didn't hit target. Got an M4A1 there. In the middle of the lake, we've got a Hellcat. Instead, he's decided to go for this T-3485M, and the reason is that he's sitting behind that wreck, using it for cover. Rounds out. Direct hit. 154 is all he got, actually. I thought he got 302, but he got the sun assist. That's the good thing. We lost sight of that Hellcat now as well, so he's going to change position a little bit. It looks to me like the enemy might be relocating away from the town and heading back down to their own cap. Maybe they feel the threat of our guys pushing along the railway line. Okay, there's the Hellcat. He did come out of the lake area. He's sitting in that bush. Rounds out. Oh, and the Hellcat got wiped out, but it was the gorilla who got him. But it was a good guess that, you know, he would be in that bush. Unfortunately, he wasn't in the bush when the shell arrived. He just pulled back from the bush at that precise moment, but the gorilla got him all the same. And that gorilla is now in danger. There's that SU. Oh, it's a Stug Riot this time. And he just got hit. Oh, no, he anticipated the Stug was headed in that direction. He's doing a lot of anticipating at the moment, and he's getting it wrong, unfortunately, which means he's missing these targets. He's reloading. That was the enemy, our gorilla dying, as well as the M4A1, but we've now got a shot on there. Achilles rounds out. Oh, beautiful shot there. And his first kill, but he needs to move because there's two enemy Arty, an M44 and a gorilla, and they will both go after him. And you can just hear that rumble. Yep, he took a big hit from the M44 for 212. But he's changing position because, of course, now he will have gone unsighted. There's only the Su-85 still to deal with, and he's getting close, but I suspect our Hellcat is going to be able to deal with him, as well as the Semavente. He's just the other side of the railway line, next to the lake. There's an M4A1 down towards the south. They've lost their Su-85. Okay, he's trying to get a solution on the M4A1. Unfortunately, the bridge is in the way, and the T25TP takes the kill. And that means now there is only the Semavente M4 on the enemy team, their Gorilla and their M44. And I'm sure that Talon would love to send a love message to that M44 if he gets the chance to pay him back for that 212 hit points that he lost. Okay, now he's set himself up here. Hopefully the target will come into sight. The moment that it does, he can plant around in there. I think he's more likely to be on the on this side of the rail. Yes, down at this end. So I'd hold your aim in this area for the moment. If they are on the dip, they would be heading north by now, and our Hellcat will spot them instead because he's headed to the west. He's looking in that general area, listening for any destruction going on. That's one of the clues you get. And there's no enemy down this end, so they are either in the dip or they're headed north. So aim for the dip now. T-3485 headed in that direction. Okay, he's dialing in, getting ready, and the gorilla went to the north. My gum, look at this. He's all the way up, and we're just too far away to get a shot, so we're going to have to move to get close enough. And it looks like the M44 must be up there as well, because they've searched all the likely spaces where he could be. Very surprising. He could cut across the lake here because the view range of the M44 is only around the 265 meters mark, and so he wouldn't be spotted if he did head straight north from here or head towards the cap. There's more than enough time. They don't really need to cap because they will capture the gorilla. He's just so slow. Our Hellcat's got 4 kills already, and he has the T-3485M just got the kill on the gorilla. So unfortunately there's not going to be no Top Guns out of this game. Okay, we're going to sit here. Yep, guarantees that we get the there's going to be a win one way or the other. I have a suspicion that A1 might be a good place to check, because I suspect that the enemy Arty might have gone into the corner and hidden behind one of the walls in the hope that nobody spots him. If they don't find him round our cap area... Oh, they have found him round our cap area, so I was wrong. And he did make his way all the way up there. He propelled himself to the corner. We're just outside range. There's no chance of getting a shot, but we can at least watch what's going to happen at the end. And there's the kill shot, and it comes from the Hellcat. Well, that was the third-class tanker for talon1958 in the Hummel. He managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, it's showing 4 here, but I'm sure that he must have had at least 5 times in a battle, maybe off other battles. But anyway, his win rate from that game was 1,416, which is passable, but not very good, unfortunately. I think the problem was in this game that every time he estimated an enemy tank was going to do something, they changed their mind just after he fired, and the tank didn't move at all. So he kept missing him by aiming ahead of the target, and the target stopped. So yes, unfortunate, but it does happen to some people, and in this battle it happened quite a lot. So Talon didn't end up with a very high score, but he did use his PNSBG, as he said, and he moved right to the other end of the battlefield to sit in the cap, and the enemy Arty did exactly the same. They moved up to the other end, positioned themselves near our cap, but unfortunately it didn't work out so well for them, because of course we have medium tanks left who could actually chase them down and kill them in the end. So at least we got a victory out of it, and that's the good thing. And Talon would have made sure that even if that M44 driver had been smart enough to actually work out what was going to happen and driven all the way around the map and kept doing circuits till eventually they caught up with him, then at least Talon would have earned them a capping victory, even if he tried to evade them. So let's have a look at the team score and see where he was. Well, when it came to damage in that game, the Hellcat did the best. He managed to get a high caliber for 2,908 hit points. Second highest damage went to that T-3485M with 1,834, and the third highest damage actually went to the M44 on the enemy team. The last enemy that was killed, he earned 1,495. When it came to kills, the Hellcat managed 5, the T-3485M managed 4. And it's unfortunate that the T-3485 took the kill on the gorilla, because if the Hellcat had taken it instead, he stood a chance of getting a Top Gun. And the T-3485M was probably only thinking of himself at that point. Either that, or he was he felt that he had the better opportunity to kill the gorilla at that moment. And we can see the second place player was the T-3485M with 4 kills. 3 kills went to the Hellcat on the enemy team. I'm afraid Talon only got the 1 kill in the game, but it was the Achilles, and it was a nice kill at that. When it came to base XP, it was the Hellcat who did the best. He's the only one to get over 1,000, got 1,148. 971 went to the T-3485M, and 620, God, that's a low amount, went to the Valiant, with Talon getting 481. There was only one player on the enemy team who managed to get a better XP than he did, and that was their Hellcat, so he actually came out in 5th place on XP. He fired 12 rounds in that game, got 5 direct hits on the enemy, no penetrations and 5 splash. As I said, he was very unlucky that a lot of the enemy tanks made a move as if they were going to move in a particular direction, then changed their mind just after he'd fired. 896 hit points of damage, of which 670 were at more than 300 meters. He did receive 1 hit from the enemy, and it was a hit by way of splash damage. That was the enemy M44. It did fire a round in and actually was fairly accurate. I think it actually exploded right next door to him, but didn't actually touch him. But he did lose 212 hit points in the process. 4 enemy vehicles were damaged, 1 was killed, and 39 hit points of stun assist off 4 stuns, and he managed to get 51 capture points in the cap. On a premium count, he earned 26,288 credits from the game, 65,000 for completing a mission, 91,288 credits altogether, and after repair and ammunition resupply, took away 83,912 credits profit. 721 XP times 2 for the first victory, 1,443 experience points altogether. So that's set the start for the contest for this week. Angelina will probably get a chance to send in her first replay in the next couple of days. A third class and a bruiser, well, I think Angelina can easily get that one. She enjoyed last week's lie-in. In fact, actually, Talon made a post saying that he was looking after Remy, and Remy knew how to leave Angelina to sleep and let her enjoy her sleep in on Sunday morning, whereas he's a good boy. He knows exactly. Stay with Daddy and enjoy his time with Dad, and let his mum get some shut-eye. And yes, and it was very early on a Sunday morning when Talon made that post, so I can imagine Remy gets up as soon as the sun's up. If you enjoyed that replay, please give this video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm, and thank you for watching.